मुख्य अतिथि ऐसे कहाँ सबको है उपलब्ध, मुदित हुई सारी फिजा, बदल गया प्रारब्ध। हम सबके लिए बहुत हर्ष की बात है कि आज मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में हमारे बीच में ऑनरेबल मिस्टर जस्टिस प्रदीप कुमार श्रीवास्तव जी, चेयरमैन उत्तर प्रदेश स्टेट लॉ कमीशन यहाँ हैं। सर, मैं आपसे निवेदन करूंगा कि कृपया हमें आप कृतार्थ करें।
Respected Professor Vijay Shankar Shukla ji, Honorable Mr. Justice Vijay Lakshmi ji, Professor C.P. Upadhyaya ji, all the professors present in this auditorium, I express my respect for them. Particularly, I expressed my regards to Professor Abha ji and Professor V.S. Nirmal ji, who are present in the auditorium. All the 4 or 5 learned professors who spoke in the beginning, it reveals that all the sessions which were conducted during this 2 days seminar were very interactive, very participative, and the findings which were concluded were very convincing. I also heard that about 140 papers were submitted or presented during this seminar. Probably 13 states of the country were representing. So we all know that legal education is all about producing good law professionals, maybe judge, maybe advocates, maybe academic professors. Professors of law, they are contributing to the legal education, but the concern should be the legal professionals, judges and lawyers. I remember 10 or 12 years back, I was reading an article of Justice Muralidhar. And not only in that article, but also being additional director and director of the State Judicial Academy, got the opportunity of interacting with almost 4,000 judicial officers of the state and sometimes of the other states. And whenever a question was raised to them, what they feel, what is the biggest hurdle in the way of justice. All these seminars and other things, they are really meant for how far the legal education has been productive to create sensitive judges and sensitive liars, sensitive to the good cause and sensitive for the poor and deprived. So when we ask the question to all those about 4,000 judges of the state, what has been the biggest hurdle in the way of justice? The common reply was always that the law and the liars. So we are teaching law and we are producing liars in bulk through this legal education. And that shows that there is something missing. Producing good professionals may be one of the object, but those good professionals have to work in such a way that the people may get justice speedily and in a lower cost. Now, it is needless to say that both these things are missing in our system. A speedy justice or justice in lower cost. And that indicates the failure of the whole legal education. The reason for this kind of failure is that we taught law and we inspired the law graduates. And those law graduates have seen that the advocate who is capable of litigating for a maximum period of time, even a third class case with no substance, he is taken to be a good liar. So this fact was always missing and mostly missing, if not always, that there is some responsibility to expedite the disposal and to maintain it at a very lower cost. We perhaps created a feeling that if a wrong case is litigated for a maximum period of time, then the lawyer who is handling that dispute is the most competent lawyer. We can just remember some of the anecdote where the father-in-law of a young lawyer gave a very old brief to him. And the young lawyer was very enthusiastic. And he got the case decided within a couple of months. And he very happily reported it to his father-in-law, who was a senior advocate, that he got it disposed. You could not, in the last 20 or more than 20 years, but me got it disposed. The father-in-law said, you cannot become a good lawyer because we were getting out of it all the fruits and our family was being maintained by this litigation. Now, it is a joke, but the legal profession has been given this kind of character. Now, the second area to which I must like to focus, the privatization of the law schools. We have enough private law colleges, maybe 15,000 or more than that. And almost 80,000 to 1 lakh lawyers are being produced every year. We have 5 years law. I remember when this 5-year law school was being conceptualized, it was said that we want those young students who are committed to law education and nothing else. The poor reputation of the law student or law education was that a student who didn't get admission in some other discipline, medical or engineering, he often comes to this law education. And this continued for a pretty long period. Even myself know that in my neighborhood there was one family, and the youngest son in that family got failed twice in BA. And his father, he was talking to my father who was a teacher, that it looks that he will only do LLB and nothing else. Now things have changed. Suddenly from the last 20 years we are seeing that it has taken a shape of career. Now those students are not neglected piece. They are pursuing law education, looking to the career. So young boys, intermediate pass boys, BHU was, I think, very late in BHU this 5 years course was adopted. I don't know why, but initially it was very much objected everywhere. So this course was adopted. The problem is that those young boys, they are being given a feed by way of publicity in newspapers, in other media, that this course, if you complete, you will be placed somewhere in a very good position. And sometimes we get this kind of news that the student has been placed for a payment of 50 lakhs rupees, 60 lakhs rupees. And every law school is publishing it. At least one student, he must be showing that he has got this much of amount for his placement. That only fortunate student is creating a lot of confusion in the mind of a normal student. Now, if suppose 1 lakh lawyers are being produced every year in the country, where they will practice? Particularly these 5 years courses, the kind of romanticism is being attached with law education in relation to them, where they will go? They never feel that they have to practice somewhere in the district court. So naturally they will go to the High Court or Supreme Court, and one day we will find that all these 2 constitutional courts have been over flooded by young lawyers. Naturally the cases will be not much. डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट में तो थोड़ा सा गनीमत ये रहती है कि वो कहीं से गांव देहात से क्लाइंट पकड़ वकड़ के फुसला के और कुछ ना कुछ कर लेता है, बट एट दैट हायर लेवल it is not possible. You may not be, or one may not be able to deceive. And unless he is able to have his clientage, how he will be able to appear before these courts? Then how many persons will approach to a young liar in relation to their case? Then where they will go? They are not at all prepared to practice in district courts. Professors may be knowing this fact. If asked, they will always say, no, 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 sir. But so many such students, I have interacted with them, they say, no, we will not even go for judicial services. We know, and I know in particular, that most of them are not capable of competing such competitions. So they will remain liars. They are bound to be liars, advocates. They will not go to the district court, they will go to the constitutional courts. Nobody will certainly approach to them that please argue my case. That position he will achieve after 10, 20 years. And I know so many liars who have never appeared before a court at the higher level, but they are liars. So my worry is that we are prepared to produce many depressed young budding liars. Are we telling the reality of life? This is the area to which we should focus. I feel very concerned about the over-privatization of the law schools. And look at their infrastructure. Centrally AC institution, Now to which court they will go? They will like to continue as a student for whole life if that kind of facility is provided. So that area should really be discussed in such kind of forum to suggest something which is going to help to them also and to the society also. We must realize that these students have to become a tool for the social change and for realization of the constitutionally prescribed and protective rights and if doesn't so happen, then why should attach this much of importance to a system of education which is not providing anything to the normal persons, to the poor persons. So, sense of service should be inculcated. Sense of respect for the dignity of women, sense for help for the poor, for the aged persons, for the children, it ought to be developed. They should be taught the freedom struggle, and they should know that India did not become free very easily. A lot many sacrifices were there, a lot many efforts were made, and if we are reminded of the speech which Dr. Ambedkar gave, he said that if we missed this time and became next time slave, we will never be free at all. So they should realize the need of freedom, the need of supporting system for the poor and deprived people. And there they can become a good hand and tool. And we all know that this profession, like the medical profession or teaching profession, was meant for social service. Day by day, that service aspect is missing. This 5 years course, when it was being evolved, we compared most of the time with the students of medical science and engineering. Now, medical students and law students, they cannot be put at par. The medical student has his house job, he starts getting something, but this young lawyer, he may not be able to. So the problem of this legal profession and the realities must always be told to the students. Then, as a concluding remark, I must like to tell that they must be aware about the legacy of our Constitution. The legacy of the Constitution is good governance, fundamental rights, socio-economic development, and justice. The law student is more concerned with protection of fundamental rights and justice. And he has to become a strong tool. So, they must be a real student, not a romantic student. They should understand that unless law is applied in a proper direction for proper purpose, the law will never be helpful at all. And the legal education will be just a farce. Try to tell, and I'd like to underline it, that they should prepare themselves for the service of the country. Initially, government, the term which was used was government officer. That was replaced by public servant. Now all the government officers, they are there for the service of the public. And the status of the public is the master of those servants. They are servant of the public, and that way the public is the master. But you will not find at all a culture. सिस्टम ये है कि जब मास्टर हो तो सर्वेंट जो है वो सर झुका के बात करता है. हमारे सिस्टम का एक ये अद्भुत नमूना है कि जो मास्टर है वो सर झुकाए रहता है और जो सर्वेंट है वो सर उठा के बात करता है. So develop that kind of humbleness, sensibility and sensitiveness so that they can devote for the betterment of the society. And then they should always be prepared to do something for the society, to do something for the nation, and to be prepared always to die for the nation. I feel extremely happy to be here and part of this occasion, this holy institution. From here, I've done my post-graduation in law, and most of the dreams which I must have seen were completed in this institution. So whenever I get the opportunity and I get an offer to be here with my friend teachers, Ali Mehdi Saab and Akhilen Pandey ji, I feel that there is an occasion to get a student in me alive. And all the maybe professors, maybe law student, on whatever position they find themselves, they should try to get the student alive in him. So thank you very much for inviting me.